He had intended to sail far out to sea, but unexpectedly crashed into a wall. The violent jolt startled the man. Coming to his senses, he looked closely and saw it was blue sky and white clouds. Never could he have imagined that the sky was merely a painting. The man angrily pounded the wall, venting years of pent-up frustration. He had been living in a false world, a world inside a studio. The man was born here, a place filled with cameras. The whole world witnessed his growth. Everything around him was fake, yet he alone remained unaware. But to him, this was the real world. He lived in lies for 30 years, but the truth would eventually be revealed. That morning, the man greeted his neighbor.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Who always responded warmly. As he prepared to get into his car, something fell from the sky. He ran over to investigate. It was a spotlight, labeled Sirius. How could Sirius be a light bulb? He didn't know what it meant. Ignoring it, he drove to work. En route, breaking news interrupted. An airplane flying over the town had malfunctioned. Parts had fallen off. This dispelled his doubts. Arriving at the office, his boss came. The boss had a new assignment for him. Visit a client on Harbor Island. But the location was too far, and he didn't want to go. His boss threatened dismissal if he refused. He had no choice but to agree. While preparing to board the ferry, he spotted a sunken ship. Memories surfaced. As a child, he'd once sailed with his father. Mid-journey, a violent storm struck. His father fell into the water. Despite his desperate attempts to rescue him, he couldn't save him. His father vanished into the sea. Ever since, he'd feared the ocean. This assignment from his boss? It was all a deliberate setup by the director. He'd been wanting to travel lately. If he reached the edge of the studio set and uncovered the secret, the show would be cancelled. That's why they orchestrated this, to make him afraid. The man fell for it and returned. That day, while tending his garden, his wife suddenly rushed over doing something inexplicable, picking up merchandise and starting to demonstrate it, even spouting lines like an advertisement. He just felt utterly baffled. That evening, chatting with a friend, he mentioned wanting to quit his job and travel the world. The friend neither discouraged nor encouraged him, only hoping he'd think it through carefully. Later, sitting on the beach deep in thought, it suddenly began to rain. Strangely, the rain fell only on him. Even more bizarrely, it seemed to have a tracking function. It turned out the production team was preventing him from traveling. After returning home, he told his wife about his travel plans, only to face her opposition. This left the man even more bewildered. The entire world seemed to be blocking his escape. He couldn't understand why. To dissuade him, his wife, who had always opposed having children, suddenly volunteered to have a baby. He found it highly suspicious. But what happened next left him utterly stunned.